You know, reporters, they'll bash me because I'll do comparisons of myself to Maya Angelou or to Karl Lagerfeld or something. But any creative can compare themselves. Like there's 5-year-olds that you can compare to me. If they're completely creative and completely one with the energy in their dreams. And I think like Alexander McQueen, Marc Jacobs, Lagerfeld, certain Warhol, Kondo. The fact people ask me about that cover with the Phoenix, I'm like, if I was 5 years old and somebody had that drawing, I would be jealous of it. Like, man, how'd you come up with that? The girl with no arms with the wings. Like, man, that's awesome. Look at those colors. Because it's society has kind of like broken us down to not really feel what we feel anymore. And so many people base their stuff off of trends or what's happening on radio, what they heard before. And there's only a few characters. Not that so much that we're geniuses, but we're dreamers. And we're just bringing our dreams to life constantly. And everything, I'm trying to bring a piece of my childhood out in every piece of music that I put out there. So there's no way a reporter could break it down and say you're doing this, you're not doing that. I'm offering so much more. Like the songs are 7-8 minutes long. Like how do you even send this in for reviews? Why would people even like play themselves to even review it? Like how do you review songs where Rick Ross comes in 6 minutes after a guitar solo? You haven't even heard that before. Yeah. Like, and then just for the sake of showing that you have some type of hip-hop intelligence or knowledge or love of the first Wu-Tang album, you knock a half star off of it. You know, I've never got a classic rating or a perfect rating, but I made college dropout, late registration, graduation, set the tone for all rap music after the fact. That thing was coming in and getting 3.5 stars and just dumb shit that writers want to. It's like, please, just didn't even like give your opinion. It's only a couple people walking the earth that's really going to be up to 8 o'clock every morning, dedicating their entire life. I put in no anonymity. I put myself in the line of fire. It's like straight up. The kid in Tiananmen Square, the Chinese kid in front of the tank right there. I'm in front of the media tank. I said, Jesus died for our sins. Michael died for the sins of our media. Jesus had the Bible. He had Wikipedia. You know, just fighting. I feel like fighting that battle that Mike had, and I fight it also with explanations. People say, "Oh, you over-explain yourself." Well, there's things that won't ever be explained within my time, and I feel like when I explain myself, I'm explaining Michael, I'm explaining McQueen, I'm explaining the kids that just committed suicide 2 weeks ago in Chicago. I'm explaining all of that because I felt suicidal, I felt hurt, I felt compromised in a way. You know, when I was at the Grammys, right, when I got exposed to blogs, it was like the worst thing that could ever happen to me, getting exposed to blog. Do you remember this outfit I had where I had like these really cool shades on and my chest was out with all these chains and stuff? Basically, I had like how I dress today. Not today, but you know how I dress on the VMAs. Yeah. That was like, I was like, this is what I want to do. And then the next day I saw these blogs, it's like, he was wearing gloves and he had this, and they basically tried to compromise me and beat me into the submission of regular walking down the streetness. And, you know, I can't, I can't do that anymore. I don't base my taste level off of what the trends are, what the common perception is, or you know, it's just like say with the Bush comment when I originally made it, people agree with it, so I got held for it. And then when I cut Taylor off, people disagree with me cutting her off, and it completely ended my tour, and I lost everything because of it. Nonetheless, both things is exactly how I saw it. And I stand up here, I'm like, am I the only one that's not crazy here in this situation? And everybody's like, it's the alcohol. It's that. No, it's not the alcohol. It's the system. It's the way it's set up. It's the fact that, you know, the last 4 albums of the year, you know, at the Grammys are Dixie Chicks, Herbie Hancock, Ray Charles, and Taylor Swift. And that's not accurate. It's not accurate, and that has nothing to do with race. I just named 2 black people. Right? And one thing, what I will state, where I am, and you've probably heard the statement, where I am empathetic to Bush in the situation is with us being public figures. I'm a rapper. You can't choose to be the #1 rapper in the world. You can't choose to be the president. Like, people choose you, and you have a responsibility at that point to represent their feelings. And if you show a lack of compassion or something, there'll be an outcry. And so with the Bush moment, there was a lack of compassion that we saw. And then with my moment with Taylor, with this 12-year-old, 18-year-old girl, cutting her off, it showed like a lack of compassion with everything she went to deserve this one moment that just shouldn't, you know, that caused her to like go off and have 100 magazine covers and sell 1 million the first week. But that shouldn't even been categorized with the greatest living artists that we have to date to even be put in the same category. You know, it's just disrespectful. It's retarded. And for me, you can see the amount of work that we put into this. I put my entire life into it. I put my life on the line. I say shit people would not say on record, you know, and have to face up to it and like go to church the next day after I made the porn song and be like, hey, you know, I liked it. I made a song about it. Now what you gonna do? You know. So just to deal with that level of compassion and sincerity, it's actually not, you know, what I get written off as an asshole or arrogant. And it's like, what's so arrogant about that moment? If anything, it's selfless. If anything, I'm walking around now with half an arm trying to sell albums and having to go on and then walk in rooms and be afraid of like my food getting spat in and people, I lost all total respect for you. And no one wants to just sit and look at the reality. Let's just look at the 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, it's the best album. It's the best video of the year. No, it's the best video of the decade. The most influential, most memorable. You can't tell me anything that we remember more in the past 10 years. So the audacity of it losing anything, it should be like Lauryn Hill when she won all those Grammys, she just couldn't lose. It should be like, because guarantee if it was the other way around and Taylor Swift was 15 years into the game and on her 40th video or 50th video and she made the video of her career, do you think she would have lost to a brand new artist? Hell no. So, hey, I'm not pandering to deal with to try selling records to get people to like me more. Now, I would like people to like me because I'm likable. Then one of the reasons like the Twitter is like if Michael Jackson or Mike Tyson, if they had Twitter, what if Michael Jackson could like really explain on his Twitter why he hung the baby out the window? It's like, and then people would be like, oh man, you know, I kind of feel you on that. That makes sense to me now. And that's what's like so good about having Twitter. And like people didn't want me to have it because the press, they'll always take little sound bites, and they'll try to flip it to be a negative. I don't know why. It's like they don't want me to make music. You know, okay, you want this to like not be available this year? Like, no Kanye West album? That's what. Oh, you want me to be taken off Earth? Like for real? Like die nigga die? Like what it said on Twitter? Like, shit. Word. So okay, so no Jesus Walks, no Gold Digger, no Heartless, no Stronger, no Runaway, no Toast for the Douchebags, no Power, none of this. Like just me die because I told the truth. I want you all to Google Emmett Till, if anyone knows this story. But it's basically a media neo Emmett Till situation. His girlfriend was white, and he whistled at her from across the street, and someone. Some guys that saw that he whistled like at this white girl, and he got beat to death, and his mother left an open casket because they wanted to show the world what they had done to him. And I remember seeing that in Jet magazine. And if you could read the amount of comments or the people who commented on it in this situation, you know, the idea of cutting somebody off at an award show, I didn't know that was so new. I didn't know this was the first time, you know, the music ever played on someone. Like if you take The Dream, who wrote Single Ladies, and he was at the Grammys, as soon as he wanted to say something, they completely played the music before he could even say hi to his mom or anything. And then the fact that an award show, let's deal with the Truman Show aspect of it. The next day, they're probably giving some type of conference about how you should eat salads on Wednesdays and stuff like the next day at the same spot at Radio City. So it's no reality to the situation, but then also what I learned, there's no reality to celebrity. And because of everything that I've been through, it's led me to the point to be able to be a way more expressive artist, deal with way more reality. You can't take anything away from me at this point. Canceling tour, I was touring with Lady Gaga. I was gonna have like, you know what I'm saying, like, who also went on to like meteoric rise, like, and I completely lost everything, but I gained everything because I lost the fear. I used to pray for God to deliver me from pain and fear and all these different things, and in a way he did. Like, you know, say like if I'm getting sued by a gangster or something like that, what you gonna do, go over my mama's house? I don't have no